Okay guys, I've fixed up the closed loops on the elevator. I was only able to buy one pair of connectors to the servo, so I've decided to do the elevator because it was double the amount of effort than the rudder and I wanted to get progress. So I used a long rod to guess or estimate the position of the slots. It's pretty much where they suggest on the plans. So all I've done is to loop it in, pull it through and just go around and crimp it. I've just discovered you can cut brass tube just rolling it on the scalpel and it cuts through quite well, so saves getting a hacksaw out or anything. So I've got a closed loop top and bottom and just crimped it over in 3 places on the little bit of brass tube, so they're fixed. So that's what it looks like on the inside, and because I can loosen these and alter the tension on them, I really like this method. And because this is just very thick thread, I've CA'd where the screw bites into it. If I have a problem there, what I'll do is use a thin piece of tube and pop them into the tube, crimp it, and then put the tube into the connector. I think they'll be all right. Again, I've soaked the ends with CA to stiffen them up a bit in the hope that these actually turn when the servo turns. So anyway, let's connect it up, see what happens. It should be okay then. So let's plug in the business end of the elevator servo. It went a lot easier than I thought it would actually. It lives. I reckon half an inch of movement will be plenty. So let's just select that to the center, turn it off and call that a result. But if you remember on an earlier video, I put a plastic tube up here, so they come from the servos, which are down here, up to the over the top of the plastic tube, and that lines that up then for the control surface. Well, that looks very nice with the closed loop as well. Pleased with that. Yeah, it's really nice. A little update guys, I've glued the lower wing on and I shall base the other wings on the lower wing using my template. I might cut another template out, we'll see, a second one. I've cut the slots in the wings and fitted the struts to make sure they go through nicely, and that will be my next part. Let's get the struts poked through the center wings because they need to struts need to go through things first. That just clips over the main spar like that, and then that will go into the slot there like that. Solid click goes in there like that, and that just sits there beautiful. They line up a treat, but these are going to have to change their angle and everything depending on how this sits. Now that sits on the bottom wing, this will sit forward like that and sit on that wing, so that it actually is, should be anyway, lined up, and it's not. Things never go quite as planned. Oh, I see, yeah. It's not down on the bottom there. I might end up cutting another one of these out because it might be prudent to do both sides at the same time. There we go, that's sitting properly now. If I look up there, I can see it's miles out. So it's going to take a little bit of jiggery pokery. It's probably because this bottom strut's not sitting down properly. Let's sit the top wing on and see how it's looking, I think. go in there. Yeah, so I think I might make another one. It'll have to come across a bit because it's in the way of the servo. It might be that this one here needs to be lifted a little bit. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, I might have to CA the middle one. All three wings are parallel and level at the front, which is, and it's sitting in there nearly like that. That's perfect. I think if I put epoxy on the top ones and get it into position just like that, there's no reason why I couldn't epoxy the bottom ones as well. And then the middle ones can be, see, it's a case of wiggling, isn't it? The middle one, it's almost as if the top strut isn't actually down properly. Oh yeah, there you go, it wasn't down properly. Oh, that's gratifying. So that means all of these got a glue in there after the event. Not sure how I'm going to hold them in, to be honest, but and then there's cap ribs rather, that go on the outside. I think I can take it up. I think I'm going to need my full 15 minutes to get it all lined up. Hope these ailerons are big enough. They'll help anyway. So I'm going to mix up some epoxy, guys, and reassemble it and juggle it into position, and we'll let it set, and then I'll come back to you and we'll see what we got. See you in a minute. It seems to be lining up pretty well. Quite pleased with it. Just got to glue the centre wings. They're a separate entity, but I had to slide them on first, but they'll line up okay. They'll just glue in there, and then there's end caps to go on. And tissue the centre section, run the wires down into their little holes, glue the gun on, get in there. Look, there's a Fokker Wolf in the background. Yeah, rather pleased. It occurred to me, guys, if I'm going to dope the centre section in a minute, I better dope the roundels as well, so I can put them on. Not sure how the paper is going to react to being on the hinge line, but time will tell. I've mixed up a bit of white glue, watered it down, and I'm going to spread it on. Well, actually, perhaps I ought to use a brush because it dries really fast. Let's just try the brush. And that's soaking in really quickly. Thought that I'd mixed up enough for two, but I think I'm going to struggle to get it get it around on one actually. Okay, done it. It's going to go just there. Top ones have this white border around it, you see, so you can see it against the green, otherwise the blue would kind of like blend in, wouldn't it? Just do around the edges a bit. A bit of moisture to help the paper to go in to the shapes. It's not too bad, it'll dry out. I'll do the other one. There we go, that looks nice. Completes the wing rather. Okay, back soon. Just fitted the machine gun on camera, but I forgot to press record. So I've just dropped the Vickers machine gun in to its little locating holes. It's got its little windscreen built in there. And I've also fitted the Rotherham air pressure pump that pressures the fuel tank with its own little propeller. So I've fitted that one. So I've also fitted the end caps to the ends of the centre wings, so the ribs are the struts, beg your pardon, are all boxed in now, and also tissued them and doped them. I've doped the centre section and I've doped the roundels. So it's all the little accessories going on, isn't it? Which is rather sweet. Okay, soldered on the cables, extended the cables I should say, to the motor, and put some new connectors on the end and matching connectors for the ESC. So they're ready to be installed. I'll do that tomorrow, and that'll go in there. Then I can test it all, see how it's going. So I've just painted the wires down the inside just to blend them in a bit. Yeah, so there we are. It's looking good. The equipment's all in, velcro to the sides, etc. So now we can replace the undercarriage permanently. That's that screwed in. I'll bind that to the back, and then the spacer piece can go epoxy on there like that, and then the bottom hatch can clip in right over the lock. Okay then, so I've got to bind that to there. So I've got to get a needle, a round needle that is, because it's got to go around, avoiding the main spar. Right guys, I'll come back to you as soon as I've finished me sewing. Sewn it on the back, happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is mix up some epoxy. I'm going to epoxy that in place. So this model has been really lovely to build. It's had a couple of challenging positions, as all models do. But nothing that couldn't be worked out without too much trouble. And I think it's come out really lovely. Mike Roach, quite a prolific, you're prolific Mike, you are, designer of models, and of course I've put my own twist on it with the ailerons. Whether just 2 ailerons are going to be enough remains to be seen, but don't forget it was just a rudder elevator model to start, and it did steer okay on that, but the ailerons just make it steer that little bit better. Whether I should have gone for ailerons on all 4 on all 6 wings or not, I don't know. We shall never know, unless because you'd like to build one, and you do. I'm going to get sticky here, and let's just drop it in there like that. What I'll do, I'll put something on there just to hold that in a little bit better as the glue starts to settle, but that's not too bad as it stands. Right, let's turn the model around, fit the tail skid. Turn that down and bring that back. And that should be, I can just see through the tissue, yep, is touching, oops, the triangular support. Okay, there we go then guys. The triplane is finished, and nearly one little bit to go. I'll show you, otherwise it will be maiden very soon. What have I done to finish it off? I've got a pilot. I think he's a little bit too small, but he'll do. It's just a profile pilot. I've got the propeller painted. It's just a slow fly prop on a rubber retainer there. The wheels I've made up, just waiting for the tyres to come, and I can finish those off. Otherwise they're good to go. I've done a CG check with a 1300 3S right at the front. It balances right on the mark, which is rather pleasing because I couldn't do an early test to find out where it was, because you need all the wings assembled to do it, and by then it's basically too late to put the servers anywhere else. The radio gear is working, all the controls are set. It's just ready for maiden flight, apart from the wheels. Even then you can maiden flight it. I must say it's been a cracking build. Mike Roach has done a cracking job. Did I say cracking twice? I think I did. Well, it's cracking, isn't it? Yeah, Mike designed it, but I think he Peter Rake did the he used Peter Rake's Sopwith Triplane as a basis to create this one. I think it looks fantastic. I can't wait to try it, get it in the air. I'll try taking it off the deck to start with, and yeah, wish me luck. If you want to see the maiden flight, then I suggest you hit that subscribe button, and even the little bell notification. If you do that, then you'll get notified as well. Largely financed by my channel members. Thanks guys, it is appreciated. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It is appreciated. It does help to pay for all the little bits. So that's it. I've got my next project is ready to go. I've started drawing the bits and bobs out on the computer, and yeah, that's going to be a big build, and it's going to cost a few £100 because it's a big model. Those that know what it is know what it is. Well, in fact, my channel members know what it is. Take a look at the membership if you want to take a look. Although the membership starts at just £1, that just helps support the channel, £1 a month. I throw you the odd bone, shall we say, but the real membership start at £3, £3.95 I think it is per month. But it really does help to support the channel. As you can see, I'm not very comfortable talking about money, but it does make the world go round, doesn't it? Anyway, so there it is. Sopwith Triplane's ready to go. I'm really pleased how she's come out. It's come together really quick, although I have spent a few hours doing it, I must confess. Yeah, can't wait for that maiden flight. We'll see if these ailerons make a difference. It does fly rudder elevator, but the ailerons should help, although they're not massive. I might wish I'd taken them out to the wingtip. I might wish I'd put them on all 3 wings. It can only help anyway. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the maiden flight video. Cheers. Ooh, fantastic.